Hi, this is Jada, and I will be presenting the business destined services. So we're going to start with the problem. The problem is that a lot of families aren't able to afford funeral services for the people that they love. The opportunity that I think I have is being able to with the problem. Hi, this is Jada, and I will be presenting the business destined services. So we're going to start with the problem. The problem is that a lot of families aren't able to afford funeral services for the people that they love. The opportunity that I think I have is being able to express to my customers that they are in full control and they are able to give the celebration of life to their loved ones that they wanted. They are able to personalize it and make it how they want it and have the people that they want in the funeral and involved in what the celebration that they're having. I think that I also have the opportunity to reach in a broader audience, an audience that may not be thinking about it right now, but later on in life when they are thinking about it and ready to start and prepare, they see my magnet on the fridge or just anything like that. So the solution, I think, would be to get them to understand that it's not always a scary process, especially when you're prepared. A lot of things, like when you're prepared for something, it's way easier. Maybe not super easy to where it's not affecting you, but you're prepared. You know what to expect. So that goes into the market. I think the market for funeral services around here is not very big. In the industry, I know that there's about $23 billion in the funeral home business industry. So I feel like it is a pretty big market, but it just also depends on your area. The expectation that I have for my business would be to allow the customers to have individuality and have meaning to what they're doing, and not just have people you have no idea who they are running your funeral service. It should be your pastor, your choir, your whoever, however you want it, few people, more people, however you want it. We want to provide that. My strengths and creativity. I feel like I'm very strong in coming up with new ideas, being innovative, and creating what I call good funeral services, giving people what they want. I want the services provided to be very unique to that person, only because earlier this year, I was going through a very tough loss of my grandfather, and we didn't have a lot of options. We weren't able to, have our choir sing at the funeral. We weren't able to have many people at the receiving. It was just many things that factored into that we should have had. We didn't have any aftercare, nothing like that. And that is something that I would like to provide is aftercare for those people that have lost someone. With the creativity, I think that a lot of things can be added to my business, like rental properties or venues or anything like that could help build my business. I think I would make my business an LLC. With that comes a lot of pros and cons, but these are some that I had. The advantages include limited liability. This is pretty much one of the biggest advantages because you have protection. Like my personal assets are protected from the business's debts and liabilities. The next thing is pass-through taxation. LLCs are often taxed as pass-through entities, which means that The business's profits and losses are passed through to the owner's personal tax returns. Next was flexibility. They do offer a lot of flexibility in terms of management structure and ownership. Unlike corporations, LLCs are not required to have a board of directors or a formal officers. They can be managed by the owners themselves. So that's what I really, really like about it. Some disadvantages are complexities and formalities. There are a lot of certain formalities and legal obligations that can create additional administrative burdens to your business. Self-employment taxes. Sometimes LLC owners may be subject to self-employment taxes on their share of the LLC's profits, and this can result in higher taxes compared to being a W-2 employee. Next would be limited investment opportunities. Unlike corporations, which can issue shares of stock to raise capital, LLCs have limitations when it comes to raising funds through equity financing. This can make it more challenging for the LLCs to attract outside of investment or go public through an initial public offering. This is my 5 forces matrix. It did kind of shock me when I saw it, only because of the threat to new entrants into the industry. Because I never really thought of how easy of an industry it is to go into. Buy the business, get the legal obligations, find workers, and you're in business. I feel like it's pretty much like any other business. Although I feel like some funeral services, most funeral services are more family-based than just, having random people. Protection. So what I would use to protect my business is a trademark. My ideas, everything will be trademarked. I feel like this would help prevent others from using my name, my designs, stuff like that, just so there is no confusion in the marketplace. It can also increase the value of my business and establish exclusive rights, just so that I have more of a competitive edge in enhancing my business, my business's reputation. How would I market? So I plan to market to middle-aged to seniors. I feel like those are the people that are mostly thinking about it, especially since they're having kids and not wanting their kids to have that burden whenever they get older, The way I would market is, I think I would go to local partnerships and events. So I would go to events, parades, just town events, fall flings, whatever, and hand out whatever I can, just so that I can get my face out there, my name out there, so that 10 years later they can look and say, hey, oh my gosh, here's a funeral service that I got a magnet from 10 years ago. So that's what I want to be remembered by, is how I presented myself whenever they first saw me. Another thing would be community engagement. I really want to be involved in the community, just so that people can see that it's not always a bad thing. You're not always around death and negativity and things like that whenever you own a funeral service. There are many things that you can do that are positive, especially making an impact before the death of someone. And you could later see that, okay, they have moved on from their situation and have now moved on to the next. And you could maybe celebrate that with them from being so engaged in the community. Customer retention programs. I think there are a lot of incentives that you could give to a customer, especially like discounts or loyalty programs, things like that, that I think a lot of people would love. So my proposition, at Destined Services, we believe that every life deserves to be honored in a unique and meaningful way. That's why we go beyond traditional services to create personalized and comforting experience that celebrates the individuality and legacy of your loved ones. Our team is dedicated to providing compassionate support and guidance to families during their time of loss. Destined Services is also very committed to embracing innovation and sustainability in our practices. So I think that is something that I keep kind of saying. You're celebrating that person. You're celebrating their individuality, the legacy that they led. The legacy that they left for the people that are still here and want to remember that person. I feel like comfort is also a very big thing, because you never know what that family is going to do after they walk out of those doors. And maybe you could have been the one to help them, you know. So, would I buy into a business? I would say no, only because it lacks a clear value proposition, a sustainable competitive advantage, and a viable, you know, growth strategy. I feel like with me owning my own business and creating my own business, I am able to do what I want, gain my customers how I want, and target the people that really need to be targeted. I also, I want it to align with my own personal views, my own personal values, especially if I am investing in something that I agree with. I don't want it to be something that somebody else came up with, or something that they sugarcoat. I want it to be true, real, and authentic. Would I sell my business? I would say no, again, because it holds sentimental value, brings fulfillment, and it can hold a legacy. I can leave a legacy just like everyone else did that I want to have a celebration for. And I think that you never know what the future holds for you unless you keep what you have and build off of that, and build something so big that you didn't even know you could do. Next, is my business franchisable? I would say yes, especially if I add these things to my business, like event venues, luxury porta potties. It sounds crazy, but I think that it could really work, especially because not a lot of people like porta potties that smell like terrible. So, property rentals like limos and things like that, I think people would really enjoy. Would I buy into a franchise to start my business? No. Like I said before, originality brings freedom. You can do what you please with your business and add what you want. And I think that is so beautiful. Our ethical standards are very, very important. First, I'm going to start with compassion and respectful care. We want to make sure that we provide that care to the bereaved families and their deceased loved ones, ensuring that sensitivity and empathy are in every interaction. Next is transparency and integrity. We want to be transparent in everything, including our business practices, our pricing, our service offerings, even our contracts that we offer to you. Professionalism, we want to uphold the highest standard of professionalism in every interaction with a client, with your staff, with the community, anything that we can do to maintain a positive and dignified atmosphere. Confidentiality, we want everyone to know that what they are giving us is personal. We know that, and we want to keep it to ourselves and make sure that discretion is held at all times. Education and support. We want to let people know that, hey, there are sources out there. There are grief support. There's counseling, and we are one. We offer that. And even if you know someone else, that's okay. But if you don't have it, we do, just so that you don't have to jump from one place to another. That can be a little nerve-wracking. But that's all. Thank you for your time.